The coronation of King Charles III is now past, but the lavishness of the ceremony and celebrations won't be forgotten anytime soon, no matter how slimmed down the affair was. Research has shown that the new British monarch is the highest-paid head of state in the world by some margin. Thanks to income from the taxpayer-funded sovereign grant and profits from the Duchy of Lancaster, the king is expected to rake in over £110 million a year, more than any other monarch throughout history, according to a study conducted by IG, a global fintech company. This annual salary is also a great deal more than what any elected head of government earns. The list is topped by US President Joe Biden at just over £320,000, but even he doesn't come close to Charles. The astronomical sum has drawn considerable backlash over the past few months as details of the £100 million coronation splurge emerged as the country endures one of its harshest cost-of-living crises in living memory. The sovereign grant is the royal family's annual bursary from the Treasury and is used to fund official travel, maintenance, and the running of the king's household. It amounted to £86,300,000 over the past financial year. As heir apparent, then Prince Charles was entitled to the profits of the Duchy of Cornwall, around 50,000 hectares of land in the southwest, estimated to be worth over £1 billion. Upon the Queen's death, this passed to Prince William, with King Charles taking over stewardship of the Duchy of Lancaster instead. A rural portfolio centred mostly on the North and the Midlands, it generated a net surplus of £24 million last year. Combining these sources of income, IG estimates the King's annual salary to be a staggering £110,300,000 going forward. Don't miss. Sterling beats the dollar to become the best-performing currency. Reaction: Dover chaos fears as EU tipped to delay facial recognition checks. Latest, new Brexit vote could be key demand for Labour coalition. Report: this princely sum is almost 10 times more than the £11.7 million taken in by King Philippe of Belgium, the next highest-earning monarch. He is followed by Queen Margrethe II of Denmark, who earns £10.8 million a year, and Carl XVI Gustaf, the King of Sweden, with a salary of £6.7 million. Heads of government, meanwhile, tend to get by on far smaller pay packages, the earnings of most coming under intense scrutiny every election cycle. U.S. President Joe Biden's salary of $400,000, £321,250, sees him top this list despite earning 350 times less than King Charles III. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's income of £80,800 doesn't even push him into the top 10, which includes German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, £320,500, and Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, £293,500. IG's research also compared King Charles' salary with high-profile CEOs whose net worths have made headlines. Elon Musk's earnings from Tesla alone reportedly nets him upwards of $10 billion, £8 billion, although this comes from exercised stock options rather than a salary. Senior market analyst at IG Axel Rudolph said, although the annual cost to the British taxpayer for the upkeep of the royal family and, for example, King Charles' coronation runs to over £100 million, the UK monarchy greatly benefits the UK economy through tourism and merchandising. According to Forbes, the monarchy contributes around £1.8 billion annually to the UK economy. The Centre for Economics and Business Research, CEBR, claimed additional tourism and pub spending throughout the whole of UK during the three-day coronation weekend alone would total £337 million, while Visit England said the overall boost to England would be an even greater £1.2 billion. After it was revealed last month that King Charles III's personal fortune amounted to an estimated £1.8 billion, calls for an overhaul of the royal finances grew louder. Graham Smith, the chief executive of the anti-monarchist group Republic, who was arrested on the morning of the coronation while preparing for a Trafalgar Square protest, said, "The history of the duchies is the same as the history of other crown lands. The historical records show that these estates have in the past been clearly viewed as state property, in the gift of Parliament. There is no justification for allowing Charles and William to rake in incomes of more than £20 million a year each from these estates. That money could be spent on public services,